Welcome to Thoughts and More, a space where we learn about life and lifestyles and we all grow together.
So, Mommy, remember our last video how we made Rakhi suttas?
Yes, I
So
do.
I had a question.
Okay,
When is Raksha Bandhan actually celebrated?
okay. So, when is Raksha Bandhan or Rakhi celebrated? Prisha, like I mentioned the last time, right? All of the Indian festivals, they except one, they don't have one particular date to be celebrated. Since the Indian festivals are based on an Indian calendar, which is actually based on the position of moon or lunar calendar, that's why these festivals, like every year, the date gets shifted. But if we talk in terms of Indian calendar, then Rakhi is celebrated in the month of Sawan, which is one of the Indian calendar month, and it's celebrated on the full moon day, that is Purnima of the month of Sawan. So in 2020, Rakhi will be celebrated on August 3rd.
Okay, next question.
Okay.
Typically in India, how do you celebrate Rakhi?
So in India, lot of families celebrate in different ways, and in different regions it is celebrated in a different way, but how we celebrated it or how in our region it is celebrated is basically before the day of the Rakhi, the little sisters or the elder sisters, basically the sisters, they put henna or mehendi in their hands, and in the next day morning on the day of Rakhi, everybody gets up, takes bath early in the morning, and then the whole family gathers in front of the god, and they decorate a puja thali or the worship plate, which will have Rakhi, which will have roli, which will have akshat, which will have sweets, which will have a lamb, and then you worship the god, and then you put a tilak or mark like with akshat on the forehead of the brother, and you tie Rakhi to the brother, and you provide sweet to the brother, and then the brothers do give a little token of love or gift to the sisters. So that's how Rakhi is celebrated in India.
Okay, Mommy. My next question is, when did it start?
When did Rakhi started? So, if you look in history, Prisha, there is no particular incident that says when did Rakhi started. There are many stories about when did Rakhi start. There is stories about Krishna, there is story about Draupadi from Mahabharata, there are stories from Mughal period, but long back, in the Vedic time, right, that is long back, in the Vedic culture, they say that there is a story. Maybe some other time we can talk about this story if we get some interest from the folks too. We might tell that story too. But long time back, there is a story about King Bali, goddess Lakshmi, and goddess Vishnu, where goddess Lakshmi had tied a Raksha Sutra in the hand of King Bali. So that's the first example that is said from where the tradition of tying a Raksha Sutra started. So basically you tie it on the wrist of the brother, right? That's what it is.
Okay, my next question again.
Okay.
Okay, how is the past Raksha Bandhan different from the present one?
Oh, you mean how is the Vedic culture, that Raksha Sutra that used to be tied, how is it different? Yeah, that's a good question, Prisha. So in that time, right, in that era, there were no markets or there was no way of getting these kind of fancy Rakhis. But at that time, but the significance or the essence of Rakhi, that you are trying to get a protection or you are trying to wish for the prosperity and all, right, or the success of the brother, and talking about the bond between brothers and sisters. At that time, how it was done was, like basically in a silk cloth, there were few items, basically 5 items that were put in a silk cloth, and that silk cloth was tied together on the hands or the wrist of the brother. So the silk, I have told you the significance in our last video, right? Silk is considered to be pure, organic, and also silk threads are so fine, but they have so much of the strength in them. So that's what that bond signifies, right? So the next thing, out of the 5 things that are used in the silk cloth, the first one is durva, a grass, a type of grass. In India it is called durva or doob, which is nothing but the Bermuda grass. And the significance of that Bermuda grass is that even one seedling of Bermuda grass can create thousands of seeds, and that grass spreads so rapidly once you sow it, right? So it says that the sister is wishing for the brother, saying that your prosperity or your family lineage, right? May your family lineage keep on growing and spreading, and may your prosperity grow just as like the Durva grass. So that is number 1 that is put in. Number 2 is Akshat. Akshat is nothing but the whole grain of rice. When you mix it with turmeric, that rice mixed with turmeric is called akshat. Akshat is a Sanskrit word which means something which is intact, something which is not broken. So here, by putting akshat in the silk thread, the sister is trying to wish for the brother that may you be intact, may your health be intact, just like this akshat rice. Rice is also a main staple in India, right? Especially in the southern part of India. So rice also means or denotes health for the brother. And yellow color or the turmeric, right? As far as we know, it's an antiseptic, and it is also offered to goddess Lakshmi, and goddess Lakshmi represents wealth. So the sister is saying, may health and wealth be always with you. That's what the wishing is for. So Prisha, out of the 5 things that we put in the silk cloth, right? What are the 2 things that you learned?
I learned about Durva and Akshat.
Okay. So the third thing that is put in the silk cloth is called kesar or saffron. So that kesar or saffron, basically the basic quality of kesar or saffron is that it gets assimilated in milk or water, whichever it is mixed in, right? And it brings that color and its lustrous properties to the milk or water. So the sister is wishing, just like kesar or saffron, may your good qualities get imbibed in people that are around you. The next thing that we put in the next thing that is put in the silk cloth is sandalwood or sandal powder, which is called in Hindi as chandan. Chandan or sandal is considered to be calm, cool. It provides freshness. It provides fragrance too, right? So the essence of keeping chandan or sandal is that may your good qualities be spread around the people just like this sandal, and may you always have calmness in life, just like how chandan or sandal is cool. May my brother have calmness in his life. There is also another aspect of keeping chandan or sandal in the silk cloth. There is an old saying in Hindi about chandan which talks about, if I have to say that saying right, which is, or it's called a doha, or a couplet, which is basically goes like this: Jo rahim uttam prakriti, ka kari sakat kusang, chandan vish vyapat nahi, lipte rahe bhujang. It's an Indian saying or an Indian doha by Kavi Rahim, which basically means that no matter what your companionship is, what kind of people you have around you, but just like how sandalwood, because of its fragrance, the snakes come around the sandalwood tree. So he says, just like how chandan or sandal is, like no matter whoever it comes in its company, it still maintains its own qualities and doesn't get the poison of the snake in it, right? Same way, It also talks about for the brothers too, that you should be so good in your good qualities, and your character should be so strong that anybody that is around you, they cannot influence your good qualities, or they cannot influence your personality. So that is what is the essence of having chandan or sandal. And the fifth thing that is added in the silk cloth are mustard seeds. So mustard seeds are, even though they are tiny, so tiny, right? But when you add it to a food or add it to a substance, they bring so much of the aroma and taste to it. So it means even though you are, you may be mighty, but then you should be as strong as like a mustard seed, so that you can propagate life. Seeds also propagate life, right? So it talks about be strong, that you can impact others and bring that good qualities, your good qualities or your values into others too. So that is all about the significance of Raksha Bandhan or Rakhi. We hope from our today's videos you guys got some information, you learned something new about the festival, about the world, about Indian culture, and hope you guys like it.
And make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with all your friends and family. Hit the bell for more post notifications, and comment down below what other videos you'd like to see.
May you guys have a blessed and wonderful Rakhi and Raksha Bandhan with all your loved ones. And until we meet again, may peace be with us all. Om Shanti.